Okay, I want to do a couple more of these. So, looking at the back, what do you notice about this one? Hopefully, you notice that this one is not solved for y. It's not in slope-intercept form. And that's a problem because the only way for us to graph is if our equation or our inequality is in slope-intercept form. So to do this, we have to solve it for y. Hopefully you remember this from a couple units ago. We're going to subtract 5x. And then divide by -1. Oh, I did one of the mistakes that you are probably going to make a couple times. I put an equal sign. This is an inequality, not an equal sign. Remember, if we divide by a negative, we have to flip the inequality. We're also dividing every piece by that negative. So I have this new equation. To graph this, I'm going to go ahead and go to -5. And then my slope here is 5 over 1. So I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. And is this going to be a solid or a dashed line? It is an or equal to, so that means it's going to be a solid line. Make sure you're using a straight edge, filling up the whole space. And now again, think about where, for my shading, where am I going to shade? If here at -5 is where my y-axis is cut in half or cut in two, where do I have the less than y values? Are they going to be above or below? They're going to be below, so where I'm shading is this side where that part of the y-axis lives. Okay? All right, one more thing. Let's look at question. Oh, I think it's on the front. Sorry. Question 3. So I'm going to show you how you can do this whole thing using Desmos. So you're going to want to pull up Desmos. We're going to want to go over here to this graph setting. We want to unselect minor grid lines and change both these steps to 1. This is just an extra step that's going to take you no time at all, but it's going to help you in your graphing. Now we're going to go ahead and type in the equation. We have x. To get this greater than, you're going to use the greater than or less than signs. They're next to the question mark on your keyboard. And then to make it or equal to, you just type an equal sign underneath it. You also, if you don't want to do it that way, can also use the keyboard right here. They've got the signs right there for you as well. And then it's going to be -2. Look what happened. It graphed our line for us. So you can also use Desmos and it's going to graph everything for you. You just have to put it on your graph accurately. So you'd have to make this solid line at x equals -2 and do the shading to the right in order to get your credit for this work. Okay, so is using Desmos going to be the fastest? No, most of the time it's going to be faster to just go ahead, graph the y-intercept, graph the slope, and do the shade. But if you really want to, you're more than welcome to use Desmos for this assignment.